Good afternoon. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to multiply polynomial. So, thing you have to know when you multiply polynomial, you have to multiply the coefficient and add exponent. Okay, coefficient is, for example, you have any variable, any number in front of the variable is coefficient. For example, if you look at 6h, 6 is the coefficient, h is the variable. Okay, coefficient. Exponent, this is the power exponent. For example, you have y squared, 2 is exponent. What about the variable you don't see any exponent? Even though you don't see any exponent, there is an exponent. For example, you see negative 6x, x has an exponent which is 1, okay? It's a invisible exponent, okay? You don't see it, okay? Consider that there is an exponent which is 1 right here, okay? So the one you have to remember when you multiply polynomial, you need to know you have to multiply coefficient and add exponent. Alright? I know for some students, multiply coefficient, multiply polynomial is very difficult. But I'm going to teach you a very important strategy how to do that. Let's do the first example. Okay? So you have 6h minus 7 times 2h plus 3. So now we have the multiplication because there is no sign between the first polynomial and the second polynomial. So the sign is a multiplication sign right here. There is no addition, no subtraction. That means there is a multiplication sign right here. Okay? So to do that, to multiply, I'm going to show you the map. For example, 6h gonna be multiplied by 2h, and it's gonna be multiplied by 3. So when I'm done with 6h, I'm going to start with negative 7. Alright? Let's start with the first term. Okay? The first term. Let me take another marker to show you. Okay? So it's going to be 6h times 2h. That's going to be 6 times 2. That's going to be 12. So remember, when you multiply polynomial, you multiply the coefficient, which is 6 and 2. Then you add exponent. Add exponent. Exponent for h is 1. Okay? 1. So 1 add to another 1, that's 2. So that's going to be 12h2. Or you can say 12h squared. Okay? So I do not finish with 6h. And it's going to be 6h times 3. You see that? 6h times 3, that's going to be plus 18h. Alright? So I'm done with 6h. I'm going to start with 7, negative 7. So I'm going to do the same. Okay? So I'm going to do it with the red marker so that you can make a difference between 6h and negative 7. Negative 7 times 2h, that's going to be negative 14h. So 1 remain 1. No change. Negative 7 times 3, that's going to be negative 21. Okay? Negative 21. Okay. Okay. So now, when you get to this point, what you're doing, you combine like term. Combine like term. That's why we teach you addition of polynomial first before I teach you multiplication. Okay? you know how to add and subtract polynomial first, okay, before we do multiplication, because multiplication is a little bit more complex, okay? So 12h, there is no like term for 12h squared, so just write it down. Just write it down. We're gonna just write it down. So 12h squared. So I'm going to work right here. 12h, that's the same. 12h minus 14h, that's the same thing. So I'm going to subtract, that's going to be 4h. Okay? 4h. So there is only one number, just write it down. 21. That's it. So this is the method. Just follow it, okay? When you finish with the first term, you're done with the first term, you start with the second. Then you combine like terms. Like term means squared with squared, okay? Numbers with numbers. That's it. Okay, that's the first example. The first one. Let's do the second example to show you. We're going to do second example. The second example is going to be 5m plus 2, 8m. Students are really struggling to multiply polynomial. Okay? Yeah, very struggling. I wish I help you really well, in multiplying polynomial. So let's start. We're gonna do the math for you. So 5m, that the first term is gonna be multiply 8m. So it's gonna be also multiply negative 1. Okay? So when I'm done with 5m, I'm going to start with 2. So let's start. So 5m times 8m, that's gonna be 40. So you have 1 right here. Remember I tell you invisible exponent. M, that's gonna be m squared. Okay, m squared. 1 plus 1. Okay, so 5m times negative 1, that's gonna be negative 5m. Okay, because there is no m right here, just multiply them. 5m times negative 1, negative 5m. Okay, I'm done with the first term. I'm going to start with the second. Okay, the second term now. 2. So 2 is going to be multiply 8m, and it's going to be multiply negative 1. Okay, so 2 times 8m, that's going to be 16 plus 16m. 2 times negative 1, negative 2. Now, combine like term. You know that already. What is like term? Okay? I don't need to show you what is like term. You know it already. 40m squared. There is no any square. Just write it down. Okay? Just write it down. Now, this is like. This is the same. So I'm going to subtract 5m from 16m. So 16m 5. That's going to be 11. 11 plus 11m. So, yeah, 5, 40, negative 5, 16m. Alright. So I'm done with negative 5m plus 16m minus 2. There's no other number, just write negative 2 down. That's it. Boom. That's it. Alright, that's not difficult. So just follow the model. Always do the same thing. Always do that. When you have, okay, the first polynomial, the second polynomial, you do the model like that. Okay, in order to get the right answer. Okay, we're gonna do the third one, okay? The third exercise is gonna be negative 4 y squared times 5. 3y squared plus 2. Alright, that's very easy, but however there is squared, there is more exponent. We have 4, 2. Okay, now you're gonna put in practice coefficient, coefficient and add exponent. Add exponent right here. Add exponent. So you see 2, 4, 2. So let's start. Multiply the coefficient. Negative 4 times 5, that's gonna be negative 20. Okay? 20. Now add the exponent. Add the exponent. You see 2 plus 4, that's gonna be 6. So that's gonna be y6. Okay? This is where students make mistake. This is where students are struggling. So I take time to show you. I take really time to show you how to get 6. It's gonna be 2 add to 4, that's gonna be 6. Okay? Negative 4 y squared times negative 3. So coefficient. Negative 4 times negative 3, that's going to be positive 12. Positive 12. So add the exponent. 2 add to 2. That's going to be 4. Very good. So negative 4 times 2. That's going to be negative 8. There is no variable right here, so considering this variable, okay, y squared, just write y squared. Perfect. So let me see if there is like term. Nope, there is no like term. But you see, you have y squared right here, you have y4, you have y6. They are not the same. So we are done. Okay, finish. Finish, okay? Alright, that's the third one. Let's solve the last one, okay? The last one. That's fun. If you know what you're doing, that's very fun. That's fun, okay? Number 4. Number 4, 2x. X squared minus 6x plus 5. Okay, we're going to do the same. Remember, multiply the coefficient. The coefficient and add the exponent. Look up. The coefficient right here is 1. 1. Invisible coefficient. Okay. There is invisible exponent. There is also invisible coefficient. So, let's do that. 2 times 1 is 2. Okay. 2. So, exponent. There is 1 right here. Exponent. Exponent. 1 plus 2, that's going to be 3x cubed. Okay? X cubed. So, let's continue. 2x times negative 6x. Coefficient. 2 times negative 6, that's negative 12. Okay? Coefficient. There is 1 right here. Invisible. Invisible exponent. Invisible exponent. Okay? So 1 plus 1, that's going to be 2. Squared. Okay? Alright? So there is no variable right here. So I can just do 2 times 5. That's going to be 10. 10, just write the variable. Just write it down. Okay. So that's it. There's nothing. They are not the same. Just write it down. Leave it alone. That's it. We're done. Alright. I believe multiplication of polynomial, it is not difficult. It is not, quite difficult. Even though students always say, okay, this is very difficult, multiplication, polynomial. So the simple rule you have to remember, multiply the coefficient and add the exponent. Okay, this is only thing you have to remember. So I believe that's not bad. If you follow the step, okay, follow the simple rules, you will be fine. You will be okay. Okay. Remember, addition of polynomial, subtraction polynomial, multiplication of polynomial always, you know, are always in any test. FSA, Fed exam, you know, any college test. This concept is always in any exam, any test. Okay, make sure you practice. Alright, when you finish watching my video, please share them. Okay, share my videos with other students or their colleague. You know, that's very important. Okay, yes, thank you very much. Just type new guest mark, everything will come out. Thank you so much. Bye.